morning in the second age of reason. We're here to talk politics a little bit, politics and economics. The other day, let me stand up a little bit. The other day, there was a debate. Hillary Clinton versus Bernie Sanders in Milwaukee. The debate went well. I think Bernie Sanders won, but Hillary Clinton always thinks she won, but she has to get in the last word. So she goes to a corporation, an employer in Milwaukee. Well, she doesn't actually go to them. She goes across the street from them and shoots a little campaign video. And she besmirches this corporation by means that they use the financial tool called Inversion in order to save tax expenditures. And I put a link below to that video because it's on the internet now. And she did it right out in front of the corporation to say, oh, this inversion thing is so bad. They're playing the system. And after they even got a bailout from the Obama administration. And I think that deserves a little bit of fact checking. Not that I'm on the side of the corporation or the side of the politicians, but I think we need to know what really is reality in order to make our decisions in the valid context. So, about the bailout thing, the truth of the matter was that corporation had sent their executives to Congress to argue that, yes, the auto industry needed a bailout. And the truth of the matter is that corporation did not take the bailout, but maybe their suppliers did. So they were wondering about the, what do you call it, the sincerity of the request. One corporation asking for bailouts for another corporation. And they're saying, and that's gaming the system. Now my response to that is, there's a reason why they were asking for the bailouts. In particular, because that one debater, her husband was one of the ones that signed away and repealed Glass-Steagall, which made it possible for Wall Street to crash the economy, which made it necessary for numbers of corporations to have bailouts. So it's a little bit disingenuous that they are saying that this bailout is gaming the system when they created the disaster and catastrophe that required bailouts in the first place. Secondly, this inversion thing, which they talk so darkly about, is totally legal. And as a matter of fact, both of those candidates who were in the debate were in the legislature of Congress, either as representatives or senators. And they have the power over things like inversions. And yet, it's perfectly legal. So to say that something's perfectly legal is bad, well, you were in Congress how long? And what did you do about inversions? Zippo? Alright. And that goes for both of them that were in the debate. They both kind of said they didn't like the inversion idea or whatever. Well, they are in Congress and they did nothing about it. Both of them. And the next thing is, but the Republicans have a whole different idea. They see what the problem really is. The reason there's inversions is because American corporate taxes are too high. You know, the amount of money that company saved was $150 million. And what can you buy with $150 million in a company Well, technically, you could hire 2,000 or 4,000 workers. That's not a bad situation. 2 or 4,000 workers. If they're American workers, you go, yay, good idea. But what do they do with that money for the inversion? Do they pay out dividends to the stockholders? Do they invest in the company in getting better equipment? Do they buy stock back? Because I don't know what they do with that extra money they now have. If they buy stock back, they'll say, well, we're investing in our company and we're trying to prevent activist investors from buying into the company and then making the votes at the corporate meetings go the wrong way because they're activist investors. Or are they buying it just to temporarily drive up the price of the stock to make it look good so that some people can sell off and get their golden parachutes? I don't know. But that's things to consider when you hear about these. The other thing about the inversions is the Republican solution. They say, well, obviously, American corporate taxes are too high. And so we have to lower the corporate taxes. And okay, that might help them stay here. But the corporate taxes, how are you going to make up the difference of revenues? Oh, we're going to charge the stockholders of those corporations that do inversions. Well, I'll give you another piece of information about the stockholders. I'd say a great portion of the stockholders are employees and former employees and pensioners who need that stock investment as their retirement plan. So you're going to tax all the people who worked for the company and invested in the company as the inversion is their issue. They did not ask for this inversion. So I thought I would leave you with these thoughts that sometimes these politicians will give you false arguments to promote their point and get more face time on the television and on the YouTubes. So that's kind of where I'm going to leave it at then. Be informed, be aware, do your homework, make sure you're ready for the vote coming up. I'm not going to tell you how to vote for it, but just look at the things and educate yourself and you'll make a better decision. So until later, we'll be seeing you.